told you I was dying for some. I did say that, did I not?
Yeah, you did.
Huh?
People wait. Yeah, let it go.
Hey, you?
I'm not happy.
Why?
You didn't get up and ask me.
It's okay.
No, it's not. I'm gonna have to go use the bathroom.
No problem. And I'll go ahead and let Brad know you guys are here, okay?
Okay, good.
Go ahead, yeah. And then you can make yourself comfortable.
How you doing?
Good. How's your day so far?
Wonderful. What's your name?
Stephanie.
Oh, hey.
Sorry. There's a little bit. My hand is right here.
There's like bulletproof glass or something. No, not bulletproof. It's okay.
Yeah, it's like you know, like when COVID was here,
Yeah.
kind of like a little shield thing, but.
What is that?
These are like little heart decorations for Valentine's Day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. How was your weekend?
Oh, it's great.
Oh, what'd
My
you do?
week was great. I went to Florida.
Oh my gosh, what'd you do over there?
Visited family. Did a lot of stuff. Went to a lot of cute little towns.
Oh, that is so cool. I need to take a vacation soon.
I went to Tampa.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah. How old are you?
You said what?
How old are you?
Oh, I'm 20.
Oh, wow. You're younger than me.
Yes. I am. Let's see.
You got a big birthday coming up.
You said what?
You got a big birthday coming up.
Your birthday?
I said you have a big birthday coming
Oh,
up.
yeah. Yeah, I do. Let's see how it goes.
Oh, I can help you. I
How
know all
was
the.
yours? How was yours? That's the real question.
It was great, even though it was during the heart of COVID.
Oh, you're right.
And guess what?
What?
I didn't care. There was a bar down the street from my condo at the beach
Uh-huh.
that is a biker bar.
Oh, gosh.
So I went there and celebrated.
Oh, you 21st?
Yeah.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah, I know.
I was the guy.
Yeah. You were the DD, the designated driver.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad you had fun. I know that was fun. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I'm still planning it, so. we'll see.
Breweries are always fun.
You know, I hear that a lot. I'm gonna have to try it out.
They're chill.
Very chill, yeah.
Yeah.
Joe, you want to sit down?
No.
He's ready to go.
I've been sitting down a lot. I sat down for 10 hours straight yesterday.
Oh, dang. You guys just got back then?
Yes, he's on the phone.
Joey, is here to see you now. Yes. See you later. Okay, that's fine. Oh, okay, no, you're good. You're good. Alright, cool. Okay. He should be out in a few.
Alright.
Let's see.
Yeah, all day.
Mm-hmm.
I sat yesterday.
That's nice. I hate that. That's only like, I guess kind of annoying part for me. Just riding in the car for so long.
Yeah.
sleeping, then I'm fine. If I'm not driving, I'm good.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, it was only me and my dad, so he had to drive. Because I couldn't drive. I couldn't help him.
Oh, that's okay. Did you have fun?
Me?
Yeah,
Of course.
that's good.
Number one, I hadn't seen my godfather since, and he's gone through some major health issues.
Oh,
I've been trying to get down there since 2019. I haven't been able to, so I finally got to spend some time with them.
yeah, I'm glad you did. How long were you guys over there?
Oh, we went to Jacksonville
Mm-hmm.
to see my cousin.
Yep.
And then we went to Clearwater. East Bay.
Christy?
The only one left.
Oh my god.
My dad's
So
dead.
cute.
And my godfather.
It's his son.
Yeah. And I got to
My
meet.
cousin is his godfather.
Oh,
And I got to meet my furry godbrother.
very good, brother. Oh my gosh.
His name is Obi.
Obi.
Yes.
That is so cute. What breed is it?
Yorkie Poo.
Oh my god.
He's the nicest, friendliest.
Oh.
Now we have a multi-food. Yeah, we absolutely
Yes.
think it's part of the family, but Obi was amazing.
Yeah.
I know you guys ate good food too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh. That's my favorite part about traveling, just getting to eat different foods.
Just
It's
like
54
me.
degrees, and my cousin's wife put a sweater on.
Oh my goodness, that is so adorable. You're not used to the cold.
She just came over and said on me, like, you knew me, all this, you know. Oh, thank you so much.
They were talking about cloning our dog, and I was like, I'd rather clone Obi because he likes me.
That's true. That's not nice.
But what? It's not nice that he doesn't love me, and I paid $500 to get him out of the pet store.
Don't they look alike?
They do. What a coincidence. Metroline Association for the Blind.
Oh.
I am not sure. But at the moment, we don't have our chief program officer. She is out for the week. But you can leave her a voicemail and see if she needs any volunteer assistance. Yeah, and that's it gonna work.
It's me.
Hi.
I'm behind you.
How are you doing?
I can't believe it might be February.
Wonder how mom liked that sandwich.
What?
I wonder how mom liked that sandwich.
Did that one have the salami on it too? One thing I love about Tampa, their plantains are so good.
You said what?
One thing I love about Tampa is their plantains are so good. I know.
Buenos días.
Vosotros.
Muy bien, gracias.
Vosotros estáis muy bien, ¿eh?
Sí, sí, sí.
Hey, Stephanie.
Hey, what's up?
Tengo una pregunta. The conference room, is it going to be...
I was going to talk to you about that just now too.
Okay.
Are you going to use the conference room for Ms. Rhonda?
No.
Okay, perfect. So, the only time they're going to use the conference room today is at 3. So,
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
What about tomorrow at 1? I was going to do a cooking lesson in there. Will that be possible, or do I need to...
I'm not. How long is your cooking lesson?
It'll be an hour.
Okay, because I know we have 8 people coming in at 3. So.
At 3. Okay, so we need to be done and cleaned up before then.
Yes.
Okay. All right, so I'll be in there at 1 tomorrow.
Perfect.
Might pop in there this morning, but not with my next client.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
No problem. That's good. You
Good
guys
luck.
want to follow me?
Sure.
You
understand that?
You laugh at my Spanish here.
No, I don't laugh at their Spanish. I think it's perfect. You're trying, and that is
Well, I taught a lesson in Spanish this morning, actually.
Oh, wow.
much better than my German. Oh, there's Velcro.
Yes, there he is. How you doing, Joey?
I'm doing wonderful.
All right. How's Florida?
It was amazing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They don't know about snow down there. They don't see the pictures.
Yeah. They wonder about it.
You want to hear something funny?
Oh.
You would absolutely.
Sit, Velcro.
Hey, Velcro. How are you?
Well, he's not looking right now. I just got him on that hook so that he doesn't go running around the office.
Does he like to do that?
Working, Velcro?
Not right now.
Oh, man. I didn't bring you anything.
Oh,
Hey Velcro. Hey buddy.
I think you're free.
Hey buddy.
So what were you going to tell me about Florida?
Oh yeah. We had all kinds of food.
Mm-hmm. Seafood?
Yeah. And we had Greek
Yeah, we
seafood.
saw it, we ate it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm kind of that way.
If he saw it, we ate it.
There you go.
And there was this, we did actually end up we did ride a streetcar there, which I did actually get on. I got on it and I went and I got on it. I greeted the conductor and I told him what station I wanted to go to.
Yeah?
Yes,
All right. How did it go?
it went great.
Okay.
Remember our old streetcars? I don't know if you were
I
here
don't
for
think it was
No,
here.
I wasn't here. I've only been here a year and a half.
Yeah, we used to have these. Our streetcar now is kind of sad compared to what it used to be.
Why?
Because we used to have these really cool old replica streetcars, and they were like the old trolleys.
Probably didn't have any heat or air in them either.
No,
They did. Well,
they did not.
no, they
The
didn't.
window. Hey, Velcro. Hey, Velcro.
Oh, he'll never quit. If he keeps it up, he'll never quit.
I got to meet my furry
I never
godmother.
got to play with it.
What's that?
My cousin's wife, it was 54 degrees if you put a sweater on the dog. It was cold.
No. So I was thinking a lot about you, Joey, and about our lessons. Today, I think we're gonna chat about your hearing and your hearing aids and how you hear and so on and so forth. I've been doing a little research on it, and I need to learn some more about how exactly you're hearing, because I have some concerns as they relate to street crossing.
Alright.
My concern has been that you don't appear to always hear the traffic, like particular cars. You don't,
Yes.
sometimes if I say, tell me whenever you hear a car, 7 out of 10 times you hear it.
Mm-hmm.
There's that other 3 times.
That's not good.
So, we don't do 9 out of 10 on street crossings. It got to be 10 out of 10.
Yep.
And then the other thing that I have been noticing, at least I noticed, you remember that long walk we did where we walked all the way down from Thomas?
Mm-hmm.
I noticed that you didn't always peg it accurately where the traffic was coming from. Sometimes you'd say it was in front of you, but actually, or you seem to think it might have been in front of your belly, but actually it was the traffic on the street beside you. So the word for that in O&M is called localization. Localization is the ability to track a sound accurately to its source, or to know where it's coming from. So I want to start with some questions, and I have a couple of ideas. Your hearing aid, is it a Baha?
No.
It's not a Baha. What do you have in that ear?
It's a Phonak.
Let me write this down.
It's in the mold is in the ear and it sticks behind the ear.
So you have like an antenna back there.
No, I'll let you feel it.
Okay.
It's
Here, no. I'll reach out my hand.
all right here. So this is where behind the ear,
Okay, I see it sits
and
there.
it goes in here.
And it's got a little hook over behind your ear.
Yes.
And then you have and that's a Phonak.
Yes.
And then you have a cochlear in your left ear. Do you
Yes.
know how many channels it has right now?
Do I have any what?
How many channels are in your cochlear implant?
I believe 12.
They make them with a lot more channels than that now.
Really?
Oh
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. Like they have more
yeah.
channels.
In fact,
Mine is 5 years old.
oh my goodness. Yeah, they make them I think 32 channels is fairly common now.
Ooh.
On the 13th, we're going to get his new one.
New implant.
I saw one new cochlear implant with 120 channels.
Oh wow.
I don't know. We just call.
So
And find out what it's gonna be if you need to know right now.
no, I don't need to know right now, but I would like to have a chat with the audiologist, because a lot of audiologists, they know a lot about hearing, but they don't know about using hearing to navigate in the environment. They don't know blindness. Right?
Yes.
And so I was doing some research on this, and I didn't say your name or anything, but I did consult a professor of O&M who specializes in deafblindness
Oh wow.
with some ideas. I hope that's all right.
Of course it is.
So I consulted her. Deafblind O&M is something I studied in grad school because I wanted to. So pretty much every time I wrote a paper or did a project, it was on deafblindness. And if I've learned anything, it's that there's a whole spectrum of hearing and vision loss. Obviously, some people, you're very oral, obviously we're talking with no problem.
Yes.
Some people that would have to use tactile sign language or other things. But have a little functional hearing exercise I might do with you, because there's some sounds I'm not sure that you're hearing. But I want to ask you, over the years, have you changed hearing aids or implants quite a lot, or?
No, I've changed. This hearing aid I've had since April of 2020. The one before that was 10 years old. It was from 2011,
Okay. Because you've been deafblind your whole life, right? I mean,
since I was 11.
since you were 11.
Mm-hmm.
So you lost your hearing at that age?
I lost some of it at that age. And then, like, I lost my left ear at, like, 14.
Joy's condition is called Norris disease or Norris syndrome, and it can come with hearing loss.
Now, what about, now the blindness part, have you always been blind?
Yes.
Okay. So you were blind, but like when you were 5, for example, you were blind, but your hearing was fine.
Yes.
Okay, that's so. And I notice, of course, that you have the cochlear in your left ear. Your right ear, I'm guessing, still has some hearing because of you have a hearing aid.
Yes.
I would ask you, do you know if it's if you're hearing loss in your right ear? Do you know if it's air conduction, bone conduction, or mixed sensory loss? Do you know?
I think it's mixed sensory because they looked at all those other things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm sure they got a fancy name, Brad.
Oh, they
but
did.
the hairs inside the cochlea that do the vibrating,
Mm-hmm.
those are the ones that go stiff
Right.
on Joey.
So you have been adjusting, over the past. Let's see, you're going to be 23 this year, right? So
I'm going to be 24 this year.
24.
23
So
now.
1999. Yeah, you will be 24. So over the past, decade or so, you've been getting used to gradually less and less hearing, right? Especially in your right ear, because your left ear's gone.
Yes.
Right? And your right ear, they tell you it might go, yeah? Maybe.
They told me, yeah, but they're not really clear on that. Like, they don't
Sure
know.
Do you hear certain sounds better with one ear than with the other?
Yes.
Okay. Like what? Like what's an example of something
Oh,
you hear better?
like the,
I'm just making notes because I won't remember all this.
it's hard to, like, it's hard to say, but
Can you hear that sound out in the hallway?
yes.
Okay.
That's on my left side. I can also hear the sound in front of me, to my right.
Okay, so you can hear that little humming sound?
Yes.
That's my dehumidifier.
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear this sound?
Yes.
Can you tell where it's coming from?
Patting the table or the floor.
But is it coming from your right, from your left, from in front, or from behind?
It's coming from in front.
And right or left?
Middle.
No. Actually, it's on your left side.
Because
Because you're here. If I'm going to touch you, sorry about that. You're here, and if I can see your hand, excuse me, my desk
is there.
is here. So it was definitely not in the middle. So, and we'll do a few more things. But that sound,
Yeah.
where's it coming from?
To my right. For me.
Okay, so you had no problem there. Right?
Yes.
No problem. So I was snapping my fingers, and you're right. That was in front of you and to your right.
Yes. The thing with my cochlear implant is it's not coming from the ear canal.
No, it isn't. But what you're having trouble with, at least, and we'll do a couple more things. Might use the conference room. I have a little more space. No, you're right. Cochlear implant isn't based on your ear canal. I mean, it's transmitting to your central auditory processing. But the problem with the cochlear that I'm seeing, just based on its function, is it's not that you're not hearing the sound. It's that you're having trouble placing where is it. Like, you can tell me what it is. You were exactly right about what it was, but you were incorrect about where it was. And when it comes to traffic,
That's dangerous.
That's pretty important. So I want to go with you to the conference room where we can move about a little bit more.
Alright.
And I just want to try a few things and see what we can do. And we're going to be focusing on direction. Sound identification, I think you can probably identify the sounds, but we'll play with that. We're going to see if some directions are harder for you to play with, if distance matters, if that makes sense.
Alright.
And I just want to get some idea of how you're hearing, and what you're not hearing well. Okay?
Okay.
Did you hear that?
Yes.
What was that?
That was a chair pulling
No,
out.
that was silly Velcro.
Oh, that,
Velcro
I thought that was that
talking.
too.
Yeah, Velcro was talking.
Yeah.
And there are definitely strategies used by deafblind travelers who cannot hear traffic at all, and that's not your situation, but there are definitely things, street crossing strategies that, are used by there's a huge deafblind community in Seattle, for example.
Oh, wow.
They're using all sorts of strategies, and they have all sorts of combinations of hearing and vision, but they got to cross streets too. So we will figure out the street crossing thing, but we might, we might be using some. Yes, sir.
Excuse me, the police are off the hook.
Oh.
And
Yeah,
he's
it's just-
ready to roll.
Come here, Velcro. I'm gonna leave him in here.
That's fine.
I'm gonna leave him in here. Come here, boy. Come here, Velcro. Lay down. Lay down. If you guys want to go out the door ahead of me,
Sure.
Alright.
and
Do you need me in this?
you're welcome to come. This is,
You should know about this too.
Okay.
it's important that everybody.
Comfortable. If you're comfortable with me there, I'm fine. Okay?
You want to make a right, go into the office, and make a right again, Joe.
Alright.
You can open the door.
On the door? Okay.
There's people in
Huh?
Oh,
Do what?
I guess we get go in there.
They might have a meeting.
Okay, yeah, let's go ahead and shut the door. Yeah, you can't shut the door. That's okay. Plan B.
Alright.
Let's come out here in the hallway.
Alright.
We can work out here. So we'll just, we won't stand at the intersection because people need to use that.
Alright.
Let's go ahead and maybe stop there.
Alright.
Now, tell me everything you can hear at this moment.
I heard the door close behind me.
Okay.
I hear a humming noise to my left, but I can't tell if it's in front or behind me.
Like a low hum. Sound.
Yes. Sort of.
Is it a low sound? Like low and vibrating?
No, it's not low and vibrating. It's more like a refrigerator or something.
Okay, I know what you're talking about now. It is actually, I know what it is. But go ahead. What else do you hear?
I hear talking outside, like behind me, but that sounds like it's like right about there. Like it sounds like right about on the back of my head, but it's on top of. It almost sounds like it's on top.
was just pinpointing the sounds that I thought you were talking about, and I think I know the ones. So before I tell you how you did, let me have you come forward and turn right into this hallway.
There's a sound, there was a humming sound.
Where is it?
Well, right now it's a bit behind me, but it's on my left.
Okay. What about the talking?
The talking is directly in front of me. Oh, like you, or?
The talking that you heard from far away.
It was behind me.
Where is it now?
It sounds like it's coming through a wall.
It is. It is coming. There is a wall or two between you and Ed. Is it coming from in front of you, behind you?
Behind me. On my right.
Behind you on your right. Okay. Now let me show you what you were actually hearing.
All right.
May I take you with my elbow?
Yes.
The humming sound you were hearing was coming from this bathroom on your left.
Oh, okay.
So when you first heard it, you identified it as when we were in the other hallway.
Yeah.
You identified it as maybe behind you and to the left. It was actually in front of you and to the right.
Oh.
And then when you identified it just now, I think you identified it as behind and right. It was actually ahead and left. Because it is a bathroom fan.
Oh.
And there it goes. The talking. Now you thought you heard the talking behind you?
Yes.
And you said to the right. Okay, you were partially right. Let me show you where it was coming from.
All right.
You were probably hearing the talking from this office.
Oh, okay.
I'll place my hand on the door so I'm not going to open it. So this office, from that position here, so I know you're really good at mental mapping. So I've shown you where that office is.
Yes.
I'm going to take you back to where you were standing a minute ago.
All right.
Okay. Stop and turn around. Okay, so now you're facing the way you were a minute ago. Where is that office from here? Behind or ahead?
Ahead.
It is. And you were right. It is ahead, or it is slightly to the right, but it is ahead and not behind.
Oh.
So let's do something a little more targeted. Let's turn around and let's come back to the back of that better mirror. Let's come back to my home.
Mhm.
Because our hallways are not wide, so we don't have a lot of real estate for that.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's start with something more basic.
All right.
I want you to tell me, is the sound that you hear, I'm going to make a sound. Is it on your left or on your right? Okay, let me make sure I know which way you're facing. Okay, you're facing that way. Okay, how about this sound?
That is right.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. How about this sound?
Also right.
This sound?
That's on the left.
How about that sound?
That is
Right or left?
left.
Yes. You're having to think about it, though.
Yes.
You're having to think quite a bit about it. Okay. Let me do something else. Tell me, I'm gonna go a ways down this hallway.
All right.
Tell me when you think that the sound I'm about to make is getting very close.
All right.
So here's the sound you're listening for. Okay?
All right.
Tell me when that is very close to you. Like, if I get any closer, I'm going to hit you.
All right.
Here comes the sound.
It's very close.
Yes, it is. In fact, you didn't say anything until I hit you.
I was getting ready to say.
Okay. So, when the sound was far away, like when I'm down here, I'm about 10, 12 feet in front of you.
Alright.
Does this sound very far away to you, or not too far?
It sounds like it's getting there, like getting pretty far. I can hear it like very well.
But it's far off.
Yeah, it's not too far, but far. Now it sounds like medium distance.
Okay. Okay. So that's interesting. Now earlier we did a little exercise where you were telling me, was it to your left or to your right?
Yes.
Now I'm going to add a direction to that. I'm going to add a second direction to that. I want you to tell me whether it is coming from left, right, or straight ahead, and I want you to tell me is it left or right, and is it more in front of you, beside you, or behind you? Okay.
Alright.
So it's not going to be enough to say it's to my left. We need to pinpoint where on your left.
Yes.
For example,
That is right beside me on my right.
yes it is. That's your freebie.
Alright. That is
Let's see if you're turning your head. Are you turning your head?
sometimes. That is right beside me. To
No,
my,
it isn't.
oh,
But to your right or left?
to my right.
Okay. It is actually about 1.5 feet behind your shoulder.
Oh,
Right beside you is here.
alright.
Behind where it was is here. Can you hear the difference between this and this?
Yes,
This?
Somebody tell me cool.
behind me.
Okay, we better get up
You can
against
go around
the
the
wall.
other way. That'd be
No.
handy.
Y'all come on through. We'll just squeeze up against the wall here.
Hey,
Do you have
I'm
room?
not so sure. We have a wheelchair here, so.
Okay, let's clear out of this hallway.
No, that's good.
We're good, we're good now. We're good now.
You good now?
Excuse us, yep.
Hey,
Hey, hey.
Just making the room. All right. Okay. Okay. So, now go ahead and face the way we were, and let's have you step into the. We will have to move every now and then.
alright.
Okay, step in it. Don't move. Okay. Now, keeping your head where it is, just point it forward. Where's the sound?
Directly behind me.
Good. It is directly behind you. Now,
Behind me to my left.
now,
Behind me to my right.
now,
Beside me to my right.
now,
In front of me to my right.
okay. All 3 times that you heard the sound, the last 3 times,
I gotta go sit down, my leg is killing me, Joe.
Alright.
the last 3 times I jingled the keys, the first time you said to your right and behind, you were correct. But then you said to the right and beside you, and then you said to the right and in front of you. Remember that?
Yes.
All 3 times I kept the keys in the same place.
Oh.
They were to your right and behind you.
Oh.
Let's try this. Okay. Tell me where the keys start out, and tell me where they go.
Alright.
If they go. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. So I'll cue you and I'll say, tell me where they are, and you tell me where they are. Okay?
Alright. They're directly in front of me right now. coming closer. And they're going to my left, a little bit in front of me. Now they're kind of to my right, behind me.
So, all right. So, when I started the keys, I started them here. You did say in front of you, but you thought they were directly in front of you. They are off to your left. So here you are. And so directly in front of you, here.
Yeah. That's to a
That's
little bit.
directly, this is, I'm gonna go from your chest, I'm gonna go forward. Here's in front of you. Here's where they were.
Oh, so they were on the left.
They were on the left. You said they were moving closer.
Yeah.
At one point you said they were moving closer. They
Yeah.
were actually moving away.
Oh.
You're moving away. You did say correctly when I moved them over here, you said, now I think they're a little to my right. And you were correct about that. Okay?
Alright.
All right. A little difficult?
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand. Okay. So
Hearing is a bit interesting, isn't it?
hearing is very interesting. But if you ask me, sight is even more interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I want you to play with a third direction. Okay, so let's take. We're gonna check out above and below.
Alright.
Okay, so if it's at your chest or your face, we'll say that it's on the level. Okay.
Alright.
So this is gonna be kind of our mid spot. Can you hear that?
Yes.
Now tell me if the keys go up or down. So right now they're at the mid spot, okay?
Alright. They're going down. Now they're going up. They're going farther up. They're still up.
This is up.
Yes.
This is kind of our midpoint, kind of our mid spot, okay?
Yes.
So we'll call this center, okay?
Alright.
So we have down, center, up. Tell me, are you okay?
Yeah.
Tell me which it is. Starting, I'll make it easy. We'll start with the center. Okay. Now, tell me what happens.
It goes up. And now it's beginning to go down.
Where is it now?
Now it is down.
Okay. And now,
Now it's up.
is it up or is it center?
I think it's more center.
It is. Okay. So you don't have as much trouble with vertical direction, I think. That's interesting. So, let's see, where'd your dad go? My office? I guess he went in the office.
Alright.
Let me see where he went. Let me just check. Oh, excuse
Oh,
me.
sorry.
Let's get back to here.
Sometimes things will sound like they're on top of me. Like Hawthorne and Central the other time sounded like it was on top of me.
Let's see. Did you go in here? I see. I don't know where your dad went.
Probably in the...
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm gonna go back in there and talk about what I found if you.
Sure, I'm coming.
Alright.
Come on in here, Joanne.
Which one is it?
What's that?
Oh, it's the one in front of me.
Go back.
Alright, right there. See, now I can tell you to the right when you're right beside the door.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's not gonna help on the street, but if we're sitting in a place and if we're sitting in a lunchroom, if we're sitting in a restaurant and people are talking and stuff, it's an ask when it comes to hearing.
Okay, that was gonna be my next question, actually, because the sounds, GoPro, sit. The sounds that I was making we're in a fairly quiet environment.
Yes.
So, if you go to Cracker Barrel, say,
Yes.
I don't know which favorite restaurant. Velcro! Down. Let me get him to lay down. Down.
He's just,
Stay. He just wants to be petted.
oh,
Okay, so if we're at, I don't know, what do you like? Cracker Barrel, Thirsty Beaver? I don't know what you like.
anything.
Okay, so if we're at Cracker Barrel, and you can imagine a restaurant's got, there's people talking in the background. Does it get harder for you to hear, like if your dad says something to you, or the waitress asks, what can I get you? Is that harder to hear?
It depends. I can act like direction wise, you pretty much forget it if I'm sitting down.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as what they're saying, not really.
So you can hear the words, but not necessarily as good on where they're coming from.
Yes, unless they're like coming from right across the table,
Right.
right to my right to my left.
Well, take our little experience in the mall.
Yes.
Were there times when you felt like you were having a hard time hearing something you needed to hear?
Yes. When there were people who were very soft spoken, which sometimes happens, and yeah, I do ask them politely to speak louder, and in an echoey environment.
Yes. Remember we went to the candy store?
Yes.
And at one time, you had called me. I was inside the candy shop. You were just outside it, and I called through the door. I said, "Hey, come on in." I don't think you heard me when I said that.
No.
No. Maybe because of the echo, or I don't know.
Yes.
Now, do you adjust your hearing aid, or I don't know if you can even adjust your cochlear, but do you adjust your hearing aid frequency or whatever depending on where you are and what you're doing? Can you adjust it, or is it just kind of it
I
is what it is?
can, but I tend not to. For some reason, I always keep it on omnidirectional mode with the volume up 3. I press the button 3 times for the volume to go up.
Okay. So it has an omnidirectional mode, but it also has.
It has default. It has Roger mode, which is like for like the FM, like the Roger pens and stuff. And it has what's the third program called? Something for like when I'm at a game and there's like speech mode, but like it doesn't help much because things are very loud.
I just wonder whether one of those modes would help you better able to hear traffic at an intersection than another one.
Yes.
And I don't know your hearing aid well enough to know that, so we might play with that a little bit. We might not actually cross, but we might go to an intersection. Not today, but we'll go to an intersection near here, and I'll say, I might have you identify every car you can hear, or tell me, can you pick out turning traffic from straight ahead traffic? Can you pick out traffic on the street beside you versus the street in front of you? And we might see what the various modes of your hearing aid can do. It may be that one is much better than the others. It may be that none of them are that helpful. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's going to be a question that I need to ask the audiologist. But
We'll put you in touch with them when we go.
well, I have a form for that, actually. I have a
Alright.
form. Everybody's got forms these days.
Yeah.
But I just, deaf-blind O&M is certainly possible. I don't want you to get the idea, I'll never be able to cross the street. You will be able to cross streets.
And it'll take time, but I will.
Well, it's not a matter of your abilities. You are an extremely bright traveler. You know more about this city than I probably ever will.
Oh, wow.
You know which way the streets go. You can give your dad driving directions all the way across the city.
I remember where we were in Tampa. I was like, wow, I remember Veterans Expressway. The traffic on it was crap when we were trying to go see your family.
Yeah. So you have very, very good skills. But, we need to figure out, how we can best use your hearing And then we need to figure out what can we do to supplement your hearing if your hearing just isn't enough. There are things we can do, but we'll need to experiment with it because I want to get you to a point, to help you get to a point where you can safely, make it, where you can accurately assess a street and then make, a reasonable decision about when to cross.
Can I
Yes.
jump in here for a second?
Mm-hmm.
When we have our meeting on the 11th, may I ask the audiologist if there is a setting that would be better for traffic noise and street crossing?
You can. The audiologist is not going to know O&M. That's
Okay.
one thing they don't know. They'll know
Yeah.
hearing, but they don't know how people who are blind use their hearing in the environment. They don't know that piece.
Okay.
So you can ask him, but I'll need to ask him.
Okay, you can give me that form and I'll take it to him.
Yeah.
and-
Well, let me show you what I have. This is our release of information form. They may want you to sign something from them. So Joey, this is, I know you'll definitely need to sign this, but if you and your dad want to go over this, I'm not even sure what everything is on there, but he can read this to you here and you guys can fill it out together. And then I'll make a sorry, right in front of you.
Brad,
If you want to grab,
the way we look at this, even when we had his information from the
here's the form for you. If you would touch your hand.
Alright.
the guy that does the jeans, I forgot his name now.
Because it does change.
We wanted it out there in case it could help someone else.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to sign that form because he's going to give you access to get whatever
course.
information you need.
Well, I appreciate that. My main concern right now is you yourself, Joe. And every deafblind person is a little different. Some of them have better vision, some of them have better hearing, some of them have no vision and no hearing. Have you ever wondered how a person with no
No.
vision and no
How
hearing?
do you do that?
I'll tell
Like,
you.
you're a genius if you do that.
No, you're just trying to keep yourself alive. So what I would do if I had no hearing, what I would do is I would walk up to the curb, and I might have a communications card that drivers can see, that people can see, that says, "Tap me on the shoulder if you can help me cross." I might have I might do some flagging. I've known of some people that carry like a little orange flag with them, kind of flag, hey, because they need to make themselves visible, right? And there are people who have zero vision, zero hearing, who still have to get things done, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's all about, given the amount of hearing that you have, or say you lost the hearing in the right ear and became bilaterally implanted with the cochlears, okay, how can we use that? What do we need to do in addition to having that? Because your hearing is by machine, right?
Yes.
So machines aren't processing sound the same way the human brain does.
Mm-hmm.
That's just, that's just one of those limitations. But that form right there is it gives me your permission, your permission to talk to your audiologist. You'll need to fill in, I don't know the name of your doctor or your group or whatever. And you'll need to tell them when you go that, another consultant, is wanting to talk to them. They may want you to sign their release form. It's all paperwork.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll give y'all a minute or two to go over that form together.
I could just have a bottom of the barrel implant that only has like the least amount of channels. I don't know if there's any localization channels.
From what I know about cochlears, the more channels you have, the more clearly you hear.
Oh, wow.
I don't know how true that still is, but
I will say with my hearing aid, like with my cochlear implant, it's easier for me to hear that cars are one. Like with my hearing aid, if I go on Central Avenue, it just sounds like steady. It doesn't.
you don't hear
I don't. It just seems like.
It's like a steady, massive noise.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And that's probably how it sounds at some intersections.
Yes.
Like where I hear 3 or 4 cars coming on, zoom, 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 zoom. You're hearing, you know, and you don't hear the separate cars.
I'm hearing
Maybe
one car.
One car, and yeah.
Yeah, Joey, basically what he's saying here, even if you are a drug addict or anything like that, they might share that information. And since you're none of those things, I would really encourage you to sign this.
Yep. Although we did counter some down in Florida.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, I bet you did.
No, we were right there coming up and through the middle of Florida, going across from one coast to another one, and there were some very sketchy characters at the gas station, hounding people for money when you're trying to pump gas.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Oh yeah. And we were in Jacksonville. Oh man, the Skyway. I mean, the Skyway. I only wrote it because it's one of only 3 like automated transit, like people movers. It drives itself. And I always found those fascinating because I rode the one in Miami and that was cool. You rode the one in Jacksonville.
You love transportation, like public transportation.
Yes,
You love that
I
stuff.
do.
You should visit the New York City subway system.
I love the sub. I took the sub when I was in New York City.
Yeah, okay, you've been there, done that.
We got the unlimited pass, and we took the subway and we walked.
You know what else you'd find a lot of fun?
What?
You ever been to Chicago?
No, I always wanted to go.
So go to Chicago in the summer and check out the Chicago City Water Taxi.
Oh wow.
It's actually a boat. It's a working boat commuter service that cruises you around to about 6 different drop-off points in Chicago
Oh wow.
on the
That's
Chicago
cool.
River.
Willing to do that.
Yep.
That's the whole problem, Brad.
I love
We
old
need to do
streetcar.
that.
I love
We're
old.
always together.
Mm-hmm.
I love old streetcars and light rails, and I love the
Yeah.
self-driving ones.
You ever done? I've never been in a self-driving car, but it's not impossible for you to travel alone. But as we explore your hearing and what it can do for you and what it isn't doing for you, the thing that you're going to have to think about is, just assessing the risks and using your strategies. And the other question I have is, and this is something I don't know, but you're written down in our files as having autism or Asperger's. I don't know which.
That is
Yes.
correct. Asperger's.
I don't know how that might be affecting your travel. I don't know how that plays in, or if it plays into it at all. Maybe it plays no part in it. I don't know. Maybe
If
you
it
can
does,
tell me.
I don't even know.
Okay, so for right now, I'm going to assume that it's not playing a big
And
part.
before you assume anything,
Hmm.
Joey takes a lot of Concerta in the morning.
A lot of what?
Concerta.
Okay.
This is like a drug that students rip off so they can study, so they can binge study.
Oh,
So he is totally. Joey goes to bed at 11:30 when he's walking, and he gets up working, and he gets up at 5 something, and he's ready to go.
mhm.
But his drugs make him, alert and able to concentrate.
So without the Concerta or without your medications,
I couldn't do anything.
you would have a hard time focusing.
Yes.
Okay, so that factors in. But so when you come to a lesson with me, you've already had your meds.
Yes.
Okay.
I can't function without my meds unless I'm watching the Panthers.
Unless he's being extremely stimulated by it.
The Panthers aren't functioning anyway. So
Yeah, we know.
Frank Reich was having a press conference.
We'll hear about that in the podcast tonight.
So yeah, if you guys fill that out, I didn't know the name of your. You go to
I don't have a
Duke.
pen. Do you
Oh,
have a pen?
But see, the problem with that, sometimes it changes. There's like, they're not, well, like, sometimes it will change, like,
Thank you, Brad.
audiologist and whatnot, because it's so hard to get appointments. And
Right.
then
So you're not always seeing the same audiologist.
No, but they should have my file.
What is her name now?
Oh, I think I see Dr. I can't remember who. Last time I think I saw Dr. Roth, but you
Yeah,
never
that's the
know.
one you're seeing.
Yes.
Okay. Joe, I feel I took the liberty to print out your name. Can I please have your hand so you can sign here?
Mm-hmm.
It's right up here, and find my finger. And you're not holding that pen, you're holding that pen way too high for you to be able to do that.
Why am I supposed to hold it?
You're supposed to hold it about right there. Okay, there's my finger. And it's going that way. Okay. All right. There you
So-
go, Mr. Brand.
And I'll make a copy of this for you guys. But here's basically when we were playing around with the keys and the sounds in the hallway and the bathroom fan and the
Could you
talking.
extend your hand again, please, Brad?
Ah, that's it.
I want to steal pens and lighters. It used to be lighters 30 years ago.
Lighters for what? Cigarettes?
Yeah, people used to steal lighters all the time.
No, they don't do. Well, they don't do that too
Not
much.
as many smokers.
Other than weed.
There is that. So
Go to CTC and you'll smell
You
some.
do know, I even asked your padrino, you do know that recreational marijuana will impact your cognitive abilities later on.
Well, I
It
don't.
diminishes it.
I don't smoke it, so.
I know you don't, but I'm just telling you, you think it's always cool and stuff like that. No, it's not.
So the thing that I noticed when we were, because I think Rudy, you were sitting down, so I'll tell you about this. When I noticed, so we did two kinds of sound tests. We were testing where are the sounds in the environment, right? And then I was making sound for you to play with, like jiggling my keys. Okay. And you definitely have issues. It is definitely a challenge for you to localize the sound. What direction is it coming from? Is it coming from in front? Is it coming from behind? When it's close up and like directly in front, directly behind, if it's within a couple feet, you're pretty good with it. Further away, hit and miss, right?
Yes.
Some of it you were dead on with, like, oh, that's in front of me and to my right, and it was when it was, say, this close. But sometimes, like you identified some sounds as being to your right when they were to your left, or behind you when they were in front of you. So there's definitely there is some challenge related to and you had to think about it. In all cases, you definitely had to think about it.
Yes.
Right, so there's definitely, you don't have a problem with identifying what the sound is, unless it's an unfamiliar sound, like you called it a refrigerator, but that's okay, you didn't know what that sound was. It was the hum of a bathroom fan. But if it's a common sound, like, you know what that is.
Yes.
What is that?
Snapping fingers.
What about that?
Clapping.
Yeah, you don't have any problem with identifying what the sound is. Where it's coming from, that's a big challenge. So I really want to deep dive into that before we take you out on the streets and have you do independent street crossings. Let's see, we've got some time. Let's go outside.
Alright.
Let's go outside.
It's not raining.
Hope not either. Yeah. I'm just gonna leave Velcro here because we're not gonna go terribly far. But let's add an outdoor component to this.
Alright.
2 days ago.
Velcro. Velcro loves pets.
It does.
I don't know, music doesn't.
Jay Angel is 15 years old and
But
2
see,
months.
he never gave them.
Go straight ahead.
Fitz doesn't, and Fitz is like 2.
Joey,
Yes?
go straight ahead.
Fitz is,
waiting for you.
oh,
Concentrate.
that's hard to do. just got back from Florida with all the Cubans. There were so many Cubans in Florida. Even in Jacksonville, there were some. Thank you.
Yeah, are you both coming out?
I think he is. He's just on the phone doing something.
Okay. So, let's go down this step to the main sidewalk here.
Alright.
I'm sitting over here, Joe, okay?
Okay.
Okay. So now, outside the environment, this time, I want you to tell me when you hear something new, and is it coming from an, let me see which way you're facing.
There's a car coming from in front of me going, but it was on my right and it was going behind me.
Okay, let me turn your shoulders a little bit. So you said it came from your right?
No, it was on my right. It stayed on my right the whole time. It came from in front to behind.
Well, you're actually facing, so you weren't far off from the way you're facing. It actually came from your left and cruised up Louise kind of past you, but you were turned slightly this way, so it may have sounded.
Yeah. See, that came from right to left. That came from left to right,
Okay.
directly in front. And I could tell you that, so did that car. I can also tell you that being on, that when the street moves faster, it's a little easier to hear, like, the direction a car is moving, because the car's louder.
Okay, so louder cars are easier to hear.
Yes.
That's true for all of us, I think.
Unless it's like a Mustang that's like, unless it's like one of those cars, like the hot rods or something that doesn't make, it doesn't flow, like the sound doesn't flow normal, like.
Let's walk down to Central and Oakland. We're not going to cross, but I do
All right.
want to test some things, and I need traffic to do it.
Alright, that'd be to the left.
Actually, let's go to the right.
Alright.
So we're going to go up the block, and we're not going to take, it's not going to be very long, because I have a 1:30 client coming, but we can figure out what we need to figure out.
Oh, that's the driveway. That's the driveway. I thought that was the, I was looking for the right shoulder. There it is. Yeah, I was in Ybor City in Tampa.
Say again?
I was in Ybor City in Tampa, which is like a bar area. And like the cars were going very slow. But there were mostly motorcycles and bars playing loud music.
Gotcha.
That car came behind and from behind.
So the car was doing what?
It was on the left, coming from in front to behind.
That's correct.
Oops. See, like that car, it's hard to hear because there's so much noise and
There is a lot of noise.
trailing. Here's Central. And there's the garage Echo to the right. Directly to the right. That was behind me. hear the building, like, and not so much here. It's just I sense the presence of a wall.
So what you probably hear is the sound being absorbed.
Yes,
A very large structure on the right.
yes,
So in a sense, you are hearing.
yes. There was another loud car that sounded like it was in front of me on my left.
Turn to right here.
I really don't want to
not
hit.
into the apartments, but
Yeah, I really don't want to hit that guy wire today.
what?
I really don't want to hit that guy wire today.
So let's go ahead and actually, let's go a little further down. We're not going to go all the way to the crossing because for what I'm thinking, we don't need to.
All right.
Let's get out.
There's a Harley.
Step away from the building.
All right. You there? Hey, Brad, where are you? All right. It's free.
Okay. Here's what I want you to do. Every single you hear coming from behind you to in front of you.
All right.
I want you to say the word now when you hear it. Every single one coming from this way, going that way.
All right.
Say that. Get it.
Oh, of course, Central was loud when we were walking over here. Now. Now.
Every single one.
Now.
Say again.
Now.
So you didn't hear any between that one and the first time you said now?
No.
Okay. That's all right.
Now. unless they're in the very near lanes.
Some of them are. Okay, let's turn around. Now I want you to tell me every single car coming from in front of you going behind you. Those will be your nearer cars.
Alright.
I don't care if you gotta say now like a machine gun.
Now.
Go ahead and speak up so I'm
Now. 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 Now.
Okay. I think I've got it.
Alright.
All right, let's head back to the agency. Think you can find it?
Yes.
Okay, let's do it.
See, that horn was way across the right.
Yes, it was. I'll tell you what we found.
Alright. That one. Smell coffee. I was looking for the sidewalk to turn.
You looking for that red can thing?
Yes,
Got it. Good.
here it is.
Found it.
Oh, it could be. Let's go all the way until I felt the APS. Because I'm trying to avoid getting hit by that wire.
Before getting hit by what?
The wire.
Yeah. Well, the wire I think you're thinking of is actually down closer to Oakland.
Oh, you're right, actually.
Yeah.
Yes.
There is a guide wire near here, but it's not across the sidewalk.
You're right, it is closer to Oakland. By the way, never cross Central at Oakland. You shouldn't really cross Hawthorne at Central or Central at Hawthorne.
What's that?
I said you shouldn't really cross Central at Hawthorne or Hawthorne at Central.
And why is that?
Because the intersection is very oddly shaped.
It is a little oddly shaped. It is not my favorite intersection for teaching light control crossings. In fact, I don't use it usually to teach them. I use a different one altogether. In part for that reason.
Here's the garage on the left.
There you go.
Do you cross it like yourself if you have to go somewhere?
Yes, if I take the bus to work, then I have to make a double crossing. I have to cross north to south on Central, and then I have to cross from east over to west on Hawthorne.
Oh, wow. Is it bad for, like, using it for yourself, or?
It is not my favorite.
Flats. That. Let's see. Make sure.
For that sidewalk?
Yes,
Yeah.
there it is. I knew it was somewhere. Oh, that car is going fast for this road. Here's the
Yeah, he kind of was.
agency steps. I think so.
Makes you say that.
Actually, let me see how many there's. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, that looks a little big for it, boy. And there's, well, and it's not the agency steps because there's no rail.
Okay then. Plus, there are 5 of them.
Oh,
You missed the first one, because I saw you trying to count.
yeah.
But you're right. You're right.
It's a dead giveaway. I
You
don't
knew I wasn't going to tell you.
Yeah, because you don't need to be.
And here we are.
Yes. Yeah.
I think your dad's still hanging out front here. No, let's go ahead and go up. I'll have to buzz in. Hey.
All right.
Okay, door coming towards you.
All right.
Let you catch that. Okay. Let you grab that door there.
You in?
I am in. So, alright, I'm gonna grab have that form from my office. So Joe will come back here and show you the results of our little
Joe,
test
Yes.
there.
follow Brad, hang a little red.
Here for just one more minute.
Sure. Borrow your face. Borrow some face. I love you.
All right, so here's what we found.
Oh, sorry.
So,
remember the treats and
so cars they make a lower frequency sound than, I think it's a lower frequency sound than some other sounds. Velcro, sit.
Here's the key. Here's the chair. There's a box on that.
Right, but there's 3 chairs.
Oh, I need to move this second boxes.
Okay.
Yeah, so cars make a lower frequency sound, you know, those deep, low rumbles. You're doing pretty good with those. You heard those pretty well. When we were standing on the wheeze, you did pretty well at telling me when you heard the car and was it coming right to left or left to right, or you know,
Yes.
you walk on the wheeze to that fine. Out on Central is where we got some really interesting information. Velcro, stay. Now, out on Central, we got some really interesting information. You remember I had you stand with your left side pointing to Central first?
Yes.
And I was telling you to say now whenever you heard cars coming from behind heading towards your front, you know,
Yes.
like from back of your shoulder to front of your shoulder.
Yes.
You said now, and then you didn't say it again for a while, and you said now, again, and I said, you know, you heard that car and you heard that car and you didn't hear any other cars. And you're like, no, I didn't. Okay, remember that? So the gap between the first now and the second now? Does that make sense or not?
Yes. There was.
So 6 cars actually passed you that you didn't give me a now for.
Oh.
And then 4 more after that second car. Okay? When we spun you around and you were listening for cars from your right ear, you actually caught most of them.
Yeah.
I'd say 7 out of 10, 70, maybe 80% of the cars you caught. So if a car came zooming along by itself, you had no problem hearing it.
Yes.
Right? If 2 or 3 cars came together, you'd usually catch the first one, maybe the first and second one. Sometimes you'd miss the last one. They were obviously harder to separate for you.
Yes.
Like when 4 or 5 cars, you know, my ear could pick apart those, you know, zoom, 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 zoom. And you were like, okay, there's 1, there's 2, there's 3. And there might have been 4 or 5. But so it seems to me like you have an easier time with the direction of traffic out of your right ear and that hearing aid than you do out of your cochlear, at least for now.
Yes.
So that was interesting, and that was worth knowing because, you know, what that tells me as an O&M is, okay, maybe Joey needs to focus on crossings where the parallel street is on his right
Ooh.
as opposed to on his left.
Yes.
Because on your left, it is obvious that you have a harder time hearing. Now, you're not hearing everything on your right, but you are hearing better on your right. And so
Yes.
now I'm wondering about things like, you know, can we adjust that Phonak in certain ways? And maybe an audiologist question. When you go there, ask, you know, because 12 channels, I feel like you could get more channels than that. You know, ask about the possibility of more channels. Be like, what about 32 channels, 64 channels, you know, something like that. I feel like that would do you some better, but I'm not an audiologist, okay? But I want to talk to your audiologist, definitely. So I'm going to send you guys home with a copy of our release form, and they may want you to fill something out for them.
When we go, we'll let you know exactly where our appointments are,
Yeah, is it on
so
the
we could call you.
Sure.
over there, and if but you might have another client or something.
When are you going?
We're going
The 13th.
The 13th,
That's a
and the
Monday.
appointment starts at 8 a.m.
Okay. I can make myself available. I would love to consult live. That's not a problem.
It's a 2-hour appointment, so maybe if you
What are my
made yourself
appointments for
available by
Monday the
9.
13th? Yeah. I don't think I have anything that day, so I will just plan for that. What are my appointments for Monday the 13th? Okay, so Monday the 13th, I am totally free in the morning, and I will just sit by the phone, and maybe we can have a.
We'll call you by 9. I'll ask the audiologist to please be ready.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we'll just have a nice, collaborative, me and them and the family and Joey. We'll just figure some stuff out.
That'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
Can we invite you to lunch?
Not today. I have a client coming in about 20 minutes. But hey, I'll take a rain check on that.
Are there any good German restaurants in town?
There is one called.
Waldhorn.
What's that?
There's Waldhorn in
Hey, that's
Pennsylvania.
exactly the one I was thinking of.
That's it.
That's a good
How do
one.
you know that? We never go for German.
I've been
I
there
was gonna say,
before
how
with
do you
Mom.
know that?
Oh, with Mom?
Yeah, and
Good.
there's
I'm
always
glad to
Yelp.
hear that.
So we'll come to the front and I'll get a photocopy
Okay.
of this.
Come on, Joe.
There's always Yelp to find anything out you want to know.
Joey, I hope this hasn't been too boring for you.
No, it definitely wasn't. It was very interesting to learn about myself. It really was.
It was painful for me to have to hear that, because it's placed back to our Mr. Food said. Joe, I'm going to go to the bathroom again, okay?
Okay. That's his house. What's Hope up to today?
So what I did is receive me to get this information, okay? You can have it sitting beside you.
Thank you.
You need something here?
Yes, ma'am. Joey is checking out, but this is a copy of a release form.
Okay.
But I wonder if I could get a copy made for him to take along to his audiologist. Can we photocopy this and I'll keep the original?
I'll do it for you.
Okay.
You just want a photocopy of it for
Yes. Who's that?
Dolly.
Oh, hi, Dolly. This is Joey.
Oh, hi.
This is your case manager.
How are you doing?
Good.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Too.
You have a wonderful day.
Audiologist, and I know I have eyes for him, and I told him, I was like, maybe we'll do something.
Okay, all right. Well, let me get you a copy of it.
You got a copy of me?
Just making
We don't have the name of who we're getting information from.
I'd be happy to provide that for you. That will be, what's the doctor's name again?
Dr. Ross.
It's Dr. Ross. And,
Is that R-O-T-H?
It's the R-O-T-H, Joe?
I don't know.
the practice, or-
Yes, I do know the practice.
I'll have to just put that.
The practice is, hold on, if we used to have Dr. Buckner. And then Buckner, but I changed. UNC Hospital here in the Boyd Center.
Unity Hospital here in Boyton.
So what's the name of that restaurant you were talking
Waldhorn.
about? Waldhorn.
It's over near,
It's on- Yep. It's on Lancaster Highway.
Oh, is that the one going out That's been there forever.
They have beer. They have Oktoberfest there.
Oh, dude. I thought they had one on Park Road.
What?
German.
I'm not sure about that one. Red Oak has good German food.
Oh, we still use the little notepad, so yeah, I can do that.
Sausage and pretzels.
The only thing I know is Wiener Schnitzel, Brad.
Hey, Wiener Schnitzel's good stuff.
Yeah, well, what else is there?
Well, the Germans are known for a lot of different sausages.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
I love their bratwurst
Yeah, I love bratwurst.
and currywurst.
oh, that's good stuff.
Yeah.
If it's edible, tell me.
They have currywurst at Old Mecklenburg Brewery. Yes. It has when are we going?
I don't know. We're going out here for a second to get out of somebody's way.
All the way out here?
Yeah. Right here.
Yeah. I think Dolly is making you a copy of.
I just, this is a machine, I gotta get it double-sided, it's like flying an airplane in here. Figuring it out,
Hey.
just a moment. See about it, no, that's not it.
Well, that works for you, Miss Dahlia. They found it challenged. Okay. I want to try for this. We might be able to get it.
Oh, hi. This place is hopping today.
I think I've got it now, so let's see. Copy.
Thanks again, bro.
Thank you.
You got your copy?
Okay. First I had to fill in all the places on the form.
Yeah, I looked at it, but I didn't see anything missing in it. See, I make blind jokes because I can.
See, so do I.
Okay, here you go.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all. We'll call you at 9 o'clock. You're going to remember that? I'm going to write it down. And we'll get Dr. Ross to call Brad. We all can discuss all these channels and all this good stuff. Good to see you.
Good
Good
to see you
you.
guys.
Thanks. Thanks again.
Adios, amigo. Good to meet you too. Why?
Can you believe that it is your cochlear implant? I mean, it's your hearing aid that's catching most of the sound.
Yeah.
That's right. I cannot believe it. That's right.
What'd you do?
When you hear that impression, I'm hungry.
Where do you want to go?
Maybe it's because I've been taking it every damn where there is to go.
You know what? I wouldn't mind Midway, because guess what I wouldn't mind having a drink.
Red Oak.
Yep. I almost had a hummingbird last night. But I didn't. So I said I wasn't going to drink that day. I tend not to drink on Mondays.
Yeah, that dude was on fresh something.
Oh, yeah.
Now,
Don't spoil it, because I really want to hear what my...
I didn't even hear it. I want you to do some things for me.
What?
I want to go by that.
You want to go by what?
I'm going to go by Doctor and see if I can make an appointment for my niece.
Oh, where is that?
See if, we just passed it on the way over here.